Lads, laddies, and lassies, my name's Josh, and welcome to the YouTube empire of the Jam Lads. Last time on Dr. Stone, Tsukasa is attacking Ishigami Village, but he doesn't know it's Ishigami Village yet. He still doesn't know that Senku is alive, but oh boy is he paranoid. Gin went and told him that, oh yeah, Senku's not at the village, he's dead, and he's like, oh, well, you didn't see his body, so there's kind of a risk. So we're just gonna take over the village. And he sent his army of like five brutes, Gin and Hyoga. And basically the five brutes, nothing to worry about, easily taken care of. I mean, they're big, they're strong, they have no skill though. Hyoga is an expert in a art form of spear, which is with the tail, it's meant to distract. He's really cool. And I really like his respect for weaponry and his opponents. But actually, he was gonna win. He was gonna like win a 6v1, except Gin messed with his spear. His spearhead broke, and now he's left with a staff, which is still pretty bad. But Gin's identity, his whole cover has been blown, so they need to capture Hyoga. Well, I guess Gin could stay. But it's good to have a man on the inside, and we still have two people on the inside, Taiju and Yuzumiha, which we have not seen since like episode 6 or something. It's been a long time, and we haven't seen Tsukasa anywhere. We haven't seen Tsukasa at all. We've like heard him a little bit, like just barely had like little, barely scenes of him, like a frame, in like the past 10, 15 episodes. And he's kind of just turned into what he was fearing humanity would turn to in the Stone Age. He's like, I'm afraid that humanity will just fight, where they will have wars for no reason to claim land that's not theirs. And what is he doing? He's having a war to claim a land that's not his. Granted, he is afraid that Senku will take over that land himself and then fight him, but that's neither here nor there. He's still doing what he was afraid of humanity doing. So, are we going to see more of Tsukasa in this episode? Are we going to capture Hyoga? There's only one way to find out, and that's by checking out this episode right now. Let's do this, lads. So there are the brutes. Is this the revival of Hyoga? Yeah, I think that's him.
Tsukasa's been looking for him the whole time. Yeah.
Oh,
seriously?
Tsukasa personally sought him out. Another one like Yi.
So who is this guy? I was thinking he was gonna bring back a real badass fighter, but this guy looks like a little toothpick. Yeah, this strippy dude gonna help us anyway.
Come on, man.
Understand. I feel kind of bad for the little guy. He may still be sleepy after his long nap.
I'm so disappointed in Tsukasa.
I don't mind.
Bringing back these kinds of people.
Let me show you around our new world.
Like, it makes sense why he would bring this guy in. Like, he seems to think likewise, but he's just bringing back gorillas, brutes, monkeys. Alright, these guys look normal enough. More monkeys. Oh, an archer. Ooh.
Because there's not a single square centimeter of land on it that isn't already the property of some rich old fool.
Based.
Yeah, it's true. I'm a lot happier now in this new world. Although part of that is due to I was already a super fan of Mr. Strongest Primate, Tsukasa.
Oh.
Yo, we caught a big ol' sucker!
Well, even in the old world, Tsukasa was an extremely charismatic fellow.
At least they have normal people now. Not like just brutes.
And it'll prove awfully difficult to talk anyone into turning their back on him.
I love Tsukasa so much. He's
Hyoga,
like Gid said, it's really hard to turn your back on him
700 years ago.
because he's just
Would you call
so
that
respectful.
So there must be a calling. The two deadliest warriors alive today,
And they're completely on. They're completely on the same wavelength.
To create a new world. With no Senku, there will be no science. The corrupt human race will be purified and march together into a new world.
But where's Taiju and Yuzumiha?
To accomplish that goal, I'll stain my hands as much as necessary.
Okay, I'm starting to like him again. I just like how devoted he is to it. It was good seeing him again.
Add to that the scientific knowledge to create guns and Japanese katanas.
Yeah, he still believes in the guns.
What would have been more proper was if you had realized that all of this was merely a distraction.
Oh? How? How did they do that? Oh. Did they have an inside woman?
A hindrance.
Get everyone to safety!
Oh, look at those lips.
Unlike those mush brain.
Oh, so she swam all the way over
Get
there.
things done properly.
Dang.
This is horrible.
Oh, the old man. No, he worked on all those bridges.
Coming down off the mountain will fan the flames out of control.
It's a good thing they didn't burn down the science jet. That's outside of the village. And now they know where it is.
That's what they get for making us look like fools.
That much should be obvious, even to your mushy brain.
Say
I'm
what?
gonna say, I think
We're dealing with people so
Hyoga's
incredibly naive and
moblet?
sentimental that they wouldn't even abandon a village guard.
Why the hell does that
I
matter?
know. We're gonna
Or,
snatch up one of them little brats that we
Principal
smoked down in there and
Nezu
use them as a
from My Hero?
hostage.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, but
There's
I
no
think
guarantee they'll attack
maybe.
head on.
If we lose it, it's all over for us! The kingdom of science. I've gotta protect it somehow.
Come on. Come on.
Look!
Yes!
Some dumb kid who didn't get away in time!
Take him out. Send them into the river.
Found ourselves a hostage, boys!
Come on, Suika.
This will be far easier than attacking the home base of those soldiers of science.
Yeah, they're gonna capture her. But if she can drown them.
Gotta run a little, then hide a little.
Look at her go.
She's running that way, you guys!
But she took off toward the hot springs!
Wait a
The
sec.
hot spring.
I come here all the time to get
Oh.
It gets dangerous up ahead.
Damn.
Form here. The hydrogen sulfide
Suika.
are heavier than air.
Just give up already! When we catch this
Does
rat,
she
I
know
say
about
we
the hot
break her
springs
legs!
being toxic?
What just happened?
That was a close one.
The poison gas will settle below us.
Poison gas!
And these guys are dead. No, maybe not. Maybe not. Damn. I thought Suika was doing that on purpose.
Neither friend nor foe.
You were the one who made all this poison gas, huh?
Ah.
Yeah, damn right it was me.
Dang, I thought we were gonna get some confirmed kills there. I was actually asking
He's just
last
screwing
episode.
with us. No way we're waiting that long. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, it's not like
maybe.
you could actually make poison gas in the stone world, right?
Good point.
I don't
Let's
know if these
deal with
guys
this
are
properly.
can make it.
We'll need to make sure the gas is gone before we move.
Yep, there goes one guy.
Well, look at that. They actually died. So those gas masks were real at the very least. It would appear that
Dang.
Senku and his allies have a variety of metals and chemicals under their control. The kingdom of science is quite
Not really. Oh, I love the gaslighting.
Build our lost homes, but our people's lives are precious, and we didn't lose a single one, which means Ishigami Village has won this battle.
No nitric acid means no gunpowder. Sukasa's smart enough to figure that out on his own.
Yeah, dang.
We didn't have much
I love how smart he
to
is.
begin with, and now we're completely out.
You lost me the moment you started talking about that whatever it was acid.
Isn't there an easier way to explain it to us?
Come on, it's not. Okay, no, I get it.
We
It
have
is
guns,
kind of
know
complex,
that
but
we can't really use them.
Well, so what are we gonna do?
I think it's fairly obvious. We'll just have to attack them first with a ridiculously awesome scientific toy.
Ha! You've got the right idea. Waiting puts us
I
at a
would
disadvantage. So our
create a
only choice is to
catapult.
strike first.
and launch
To that end, gotta
the
start
highly
building
acidic
our new
water at
weapon.
them.
So what kind of weapon are you talking about?
But we're finally getting to something from my town.
Is that a Death Star? No,
Truly the
no, that's not a
deciding
Death Star.
factor in
Is it?
modern conflicts.
That wasn't a
The
Death
strongest
Star.
weapon in 2 million years of history. I'm talking about communications technology. We're gonna make
Oh.
cellular phones with service even in the stone world.
Oh, that's interesting.
You.
Phones.
Has he lost his mind? Because he just said something really crazy.
Okay, they're not gonna be cell
Cellular
phones.
What are those? Are
But they can be
fish?
like radios.
Definitely sounds like sorcery to me.
How could an idea that crazy even possibly exist?
So bad! I gotta know how that works!
I love that the old man is on Team Science. I mean, like they are all on Team Science. I love the old man is like inside of it. He's so in it.
Suppose we have a double agent who leaks intel to us in real time.
Senku, the enemy is completely wide open on the west side. There's barely any
They
guards
did
to
get
speak
dirty.
of. Over.
If we coordinate our efforts correctly, we might take down the Tsukasa Empire without bloodshed.
But who would we use to be our double agent?
Oh, they already have quite a few, or they have 2 in there.
We've already got our mole over there. Two of them.
Finally,
Taiju and Yuzuriha.
finally, and we're not gonna see them.
Sure, yeah.
That sulfa drug was a
Oh,
hell of a lot of work.
boy.
But we made that happen, didn't we?
This roadmap's full of things that are impossible to get.
Oh,
Nothing's
don't underestimate him.
No matter how far off the goal may seem, if you follow the steps, you'll get there.
Oh
10 billion
boy,
percent
this is
of the
gonna
time.
be this is gonna be the rest of the season.
That's how science works.
Senku is alive.
Oh. No, I didn't even realize that was 20 minutes. Every time. How did this show get me? Every time. Like these credits roll. It's not 20 minutes. Man. These episodes are just too quick. And like you know what I was saying last episode about the action? It still stands. The action in the discussion of last episode I went on a very long talk about the action in this anime is very standstill. There's not a lot of frames per second. It's very stock footage, like the acrobatics of the new girl that we met, the one that set the village ablaze. It was implied acrobatics. They would swing at her, and they would just have a picture that was cropping of her doing a pose that looked acrobatic, and they're like, "Oh wow, she's so flexible." It's like we don't see it, but they're implying that it's there. The way that this show is able to get around that is the smartness, like the traps that they're able to set. So we can't have a really gigantic action scene, but we can have a set piece of the sulfuric acid, which instead of having this like, whoa, the choreography was so cool, it's, whoa, that was a really smart trap. And I don't know if Suika knew about that. I feel like she did know about it because she was there. I'm pretty sure she was there. That little girl was gonna kill those people. Granted, she didn't, like, she was like risking it because she didn't have like the spear to tell her. But she was leading them there. And I respect it. I respect the hustle, Suika. And last episode, I was, once again, another thing I was, so a lot of things that I said in my discussion last episode kind of were not answered, or they were brought up in this episode. Like the choreography, while not the strongest, it's taken over by strategy, trapping, and all that. And this episode, we got our first confirmed non-petrified deaths. And they were, of course, they were from the bad guys. Hyoga just threw off his people from that tree. I probably would have gone one at a time. Not all three of them, you know, just okay, one like, oh, you traitor, how could you? Like, hey, you wanna try something like that? And like he dies and like, all right, it's been like, I think it's been like 2 hours. Oh, he died too? Oh, yeah. another 2 hours. All right, cool. We're good to go. Then kill him because he's not gonna really want to be around. So he's not gonna want to be around you. But yeah, we got our first confirmed deaths, but it was just muscle. So the show is willing to go there. The show is willing to go there now. This war arc is gonna be crazy. I just love that Senku keeps bluffing. Like, oh, you created this chemical, or you created these chemicals to kill us. And Senku's like, huh? Yes, I did create chemical warfare. I'm going against the Geneva Convention. Oh, I love Senku just takes the credit for it. I just like, yeah, this could work to my advantage. Yes, I did. Base Tsukasa returns. I was saying last episode I was a little disappointed in him. He still is doing what he's doing with the whole taking over land that's not his. These villagers, they don't want anything to do with him, which is also what a lot of, like, you know, when we take over land, a lot of the people probably don't want anything to do with the foreigners taking over land. But yeah, these villagers don't want anything to do with Tsukasa. If they could, they would just love to live a very nice and peaceful life of advancement with Senku. But Tsukasa's gonna go there. He's willing to bloody his hands for the world that he envisions, which, it's like Gin said, you give someone like Tsukasa, who's pretty likable, charismatic, handsome, and is well-spoken, you give him a really good ideal, even if it's half-baked. It's very easy for people to fall into that. And it is a very nice thought, like, you know, we live off the land, don't have to worry about paying to have a roof over your head. Kind of fixes homelessness as an issue. Like, yes, instead of paying a whole bunch of money to have a roof overhead, instead of paying that, we labor. Like, we go hunt, you go food, like, you go hunt, you go cook, you go gather, and all that, and we take it in shifts. It's a very nice idea, but then you have the whole thing about the brutes that he's bringing in. Those guys are those guys. I'm glad that when we went to his empire, it wasn't all extremely muscular people. Like, there was a lot of muscular people, like his brutes. There's some muscular women there too, but you also saw some normal guys. The guys I brought on the board, they looked fairly average in size and muscle groupings. So I'm glad that it's not just like, oh yeah, they have to have a muscle mass of like, they have to have like, what is it, 90% or like only 10% body fat or something, whatever that is. They have to be like Daddy Noel. Like, he is bringing back average people. I am a little disappointed that he's going in for the whole, alright, well, if that's a problem, I'm gonna have to take it over, which is exactly what he doesn't want other people to do. But I do like the conviction he has. I like that he's like, I am willing to stain my hands to give everyone else this utopia. So I like that he's okay, or he's understanding enough to know, like, I'm doing some bad stuff. But, like, he's not going like, it's not like Wanda in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. She's basically going like, oh yeah, I'm doing all this, but I'm a good person. I'm doing this because I deserve to be happy. And then, like, the end of the movie, she's like, oh shoot, I was doing terrible things. No, like, throughout the whole movie, she's like, I deserve this. For Tsukasa, he's like, yeah, I'm staining my hands red. I know that I'm doing bad things, but it is worth... I'm doing bad things, but it's worth it for the world I'm trying to build. Which I respect the conviction. We got another mention to Taiju and Yuzumiha once again, but no lines of dialogue other than like flashback dialogue, like old dialogue from back in episode like 1 to 3 of Taiju. So we got the references to them. no new animation from what I believe. Like we still don't know what they're up to. What are they doing? Like we see Tsukasa just walking around his village. I didn't see, unless like maybe I missed it. Like if I go back and pay attention more of the background characters, maybe they'll be there. I didn't see them though, which sucks. I really like those two characters. I really like Taiju. Yuzumiha's nice, so I'd like to see more of them. But I wonder if they're going to save that for a season 2 thing. I mean, after episode 20, I'm going to only have 4 episodes left of season 1, which is kind of exciting. I'm just powering through this anime. I love it so much. I really wonder what they're doing, what kind of intel are they up to. In my notes to remember to talk about stuff, I wrote down Gaslight as my note for the spring water. I wrote down gaslighting Senku, which I love it. The village got burned down, but it seems that they're rebuilding quite nicely and quite quickly, which is it's really good to see. And I really like the attitude that the old chieftain said, like we can rebuild the houses, but the villagers are irreplaceable, and everyone survived. So this is a win for Ishigami Village. I really like that attitude. And Senku is gonna do something crazy and make the world's second smartphone or communication device, phone, radio. And I don't know if that's going to be the rest of the season, if that's going to be something we get next episode. I kind of hope it's the rest of the season, and then season 2 can be about the war. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing like these next 5 episodes be about the steps of building a cell phone in the Stone Age. And I'm really curious to see how he's going to go about it. And Gin is 100% on our side now. It's not that like I doubted he'd be on our side. I mean like he literally cannot go back and be a mole. Like that is 100% or 10 billion% on Yuzumiha and Taiju now, because Gin's cover is blown wide open. And Taiju and Yuzumiha's cover might be in question now that Tsukasa knows that Senku's alive. Hopefully they're okay. But he hasn't really mentioned them either. He didn't go like, oh yeah, I hesitate to call him a friend. But he didn't mention what the other two are doing. So I don't know what they're up to. Taiju's gonna be so excited to see that phone. And I'm so interested to see, are we going straight into the war arc? Are we going into a cell phone building arc? Somehow both of those sound incredibly interesting, and I'm all here for it. So lads, if you want to see my reaction to next week's episode, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and hit that like button, and leave a comment down below. And I'm just so excited to get into the rest of the series. If you want to see more of my reactions, you can check out A Comic Kill, Kill la Kill, Darling in the Franxx, Gurren Lagann. There's a ton of stuff I've reacted to, like just by myself, as well as Attack on Titan. And I'm going through My Hero Academia with Micaiah, also going through Attack on Titan with Micaiah. So if you want to see some more of that, there's also like some Disney Plus stuff that we're doing, some DC stuff maybe. I mentioned A Comic Kill now. A Comic Kill also suffered. I know I'm doing the outro, but now I just remembered. Comic Kill also suffered from those like freeze frame animation fights, and that pulled me out of it a lot. Like the action, Comic Kill is kind of, at least for me, I've heard it was like, oh, it's an action shonen, you know? It's like, oh, it's like a really cool action series. And I watched them, like, this action's really bland. And they use the freeze frame technique for a lot of fights. And like I said, the big difference between A Comic Kill, the action came off really bland and uninspired, and Dr. Stone, where they both use freeze frame fights, Dr. Stone is like, they use strategy, which you don't have to freeze frame the water or the toxic air. You don't have to freeze frame that. That is air, but it's still just as hype as an actual action scene. And I was just kind of joking around, like, we're gonna attack them first. And I'm like, get a catapult, get a whole bunch of glass jars of the sulfuric acid, and just toss it into Tsukasa's, toss it into his utopia. That's not the best thing to do. That's definitely against the Geneva Convention, but it is doable. But no, we're going to go for a strategy war, you know, get some communication devices. Or maybe we do use the sulfuric acid again. Who knows? You probably know, because you've probably seen the series already. But if you're watching along with me, I hope you are enjoying, and I'll see you next week for the next episode.